Welcome to the Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by telling each other their deepest, darkest fantasies. Here we go.
You a big Sunny D real estate guy?
I was when I was younger.
I was into them.
Yeah.
I get them confused with the Postal Service. I think they're the same thing. I can't tell. I don't know what the difference is between them.
Yeah, they basically are.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard them.
Oh, it's like
I just assume
it sounds like
I know people like Tortoise around the same time.
Yeah, it's the same kind of person that would like Tortoise would like Sunny D real estate.
Tortoise is a little more musical, I guess.
But it's the same kind of like mid-90s
kind of
indie rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I remember the drummer was tiny and just jacked.
Yeah.
Shredded. Perfect pecs, perfect lats.
Great body. Still has a great body.
They were shirtless?
He had a shirt on.
The guys like that, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell when someone's cut up.
It's the shoulders. It's the
shoulders, the posture, everything.
Posture. It's the You recording this, Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay. The chest, the bust.
Yeah.
You can tell, like Tom Cruise when he's wearing a t-shirt. You just tell he's got a ton of muscle up there.
You know what I always admired, and Mike, you're the one who put me onto this.
What's that?
LL Cool J's cuts. Like the cuts by his.
That's Usher.
No, LL Cool J. You know how he'd always like lift his shirt up, and he had those like oblique muscles like next to his abs that just like cut down.
Yeah, it's two lines that point directly to your genitals.
No.
You put me onto that with LL Cool J. I never noticed it before.
I remember seeing it's weird. MTV's like a dream, you know what I mean? You used to have all this shit and you'd be like, I don't even know what the show is, but we're following around Usher for some reason. I saw it. You know what I mean? Where Usher gets like a colonic or something. Like, is that a show? Whatever. I was watching a thing with Usher and he points to me. He's like, if you ain't got this, you ain't got shit.
Oh, that was Usher. Okay, that wasn't LL Cool J.
Yeah, it was Usher. And they show him working with a personal trainer, like in a gym. This is a show that was on.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the show was. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying is, I think before everything turned into True Life, the TV show True Life, there was just like a weird nebulous bunch of TV shows that were just like anything.
Yeah, there were before they had like reality TV concepts, so they would just like, we're just gonna follow a famous person around with a camera and film them doing the most boring shit, and people will want to watch it because it's like real, as opposed to, you know, now they have just like a whole bunch of like really specific reality shows for like anything that you could ever want to watch.
We live in hell.
Have you seen MTV recently?
No.
It's just that Rob Dyrdek show.
Yeah, it is. I was watching it in a hotel.
It's that thing he like.
This sick fuck.
Pretty much like owns the programming for MTV right now. So like.
Is that Wildin' Out?
Ridiculousness. They play. I mean, they play it like 16 hours a day. It's just repeats. And
it's not even like fun stuff either. They show like dark stuff, like a guy like carjacking someone and shooting him in the back of the head. And they're like, damn, talk about a bad hair day, yeah. And that girl's like, and I haven't seen it in years. And I'm like, is this a porn star? And I was like, no, this is like a woman who's been just like whittled, transformed by fame. She like looks like Snooki now.
Yeah.
She used to be like a white blonde surf girl, and now she looks like a porn starred out Snooki. She's laughing at people getting shot in the back of the head.
It's like they're just cribbing stuff from World Star Hip Hop and putting it on.
Yeah, it was. It's weird. And Rob Dyrdek looks like Ross Perot. He looks like a 60-year-old man wearing a baseball hat.
Yeah.
Who's like never had hair in his life, and he's like, check this out. And it's like a teenage girl getting beat up by a bunch of other girls or something. Just
imagine just having that on in the background of your life. You know, like you don't have a job. You're just hanging out at the house, ripping bongs, eating lunch meat right out of the bag.
Room temperature.
Yeah.
From a corner store. It's one of those weird packages from a corner store where you're like the Oscar Mayer
from the
sliced
deli.
meat.
Yeah.
No.
Just waiting, just looking forward to the next time you get to use the bathroom. You know?
What do you mean, like that? That's what breaks up your day, going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound too bad.
No, it doesn't. I mean, that's basically my life right now.
What? What's going on?
Nothing, just, a full-time caretaker of my daughter, so I just will put on like Grand Theft Auto 5, just let her fuck around with the controller.
You gonna do daycare?
Yeah, at some point. I would imagine I would have to.
We're thinking about doing it. We can't take anymore.
Yeah.
Seriously, every night I grab Aaron goes to sleep. I sneak out. I try to smoke a cigarette on the back porch, look out over the city. And it's just, the city is just slime right now. People getting killed on a train. People getting killed on the subway.
You live on the top floor too, right? Like you lean over your balcony.
Yeah, I can see the whole city. Try to smoke out there. And it's so high up, I just wear a robe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the smell that comes off the river is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just... It's like, is that dead body? It smells like dead bodies. I go back in.
Flesh.
Yeah. I go back in. I have a shotgun hidden under the couch for security reasons. I wrap my lips around that. I turn on the TV and I call it roulette. If I can't find something to watch on Netflix, Hulu, Criterion Channel, or HBO or Disney Plus, if I can't find something to watch that's enjoyable in an hour and a half, I give myself an hour and a half window. If I can't find something, I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out. And let me tell you, brother.
Yeah.
Last night I was about hour 25 minutes.
Yeah. I bet Frozen has saved your ass so many times when it's come up on.
Moana. Moana was good. Frozen's not bad.
Yeah. Your hand is shaking. You're just like, close your eyes. You're preparing to just pull the trigger and Frozen pops up.
Watching a guy refinish a table he got at a thrift store.
You guys keep cutting out. I think it's my internet.
It's got to be John. I think it's his connection.
Yeah. I've never seen his face look like that. Is it Frozen for you too, where it looks like there's like a little, like he's holding a ball bearing in between his lips?
Yeah, he looks like he's about to make a teeny tiny bubble out of spit.
He's got a weird smile too. I've never actually seen John smile before. He looks like this is like he's proud of someone. This face. Yeah, it's definitely his computer because we're both frozen on the same thing.
Yeah, I can see him. beady little eyes. I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's gone.
I'm gonna describe to everybody what at home what John looks like.
What? How would you describe him?
Eyes.
Eyes, mouth, lips, ears. Ears on the side of his head.
Eyes like a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear.
Yeah, you're right.
Basically, like balls that you can barely see the whites of his eyes.
Yeah.
Skin, just completely flat complexion, no gradient. Like his skin constantly in real life looks like it's photoshopped, just like completely smooth.
China doll.
No hair on his body at all. Not because he's got any kind of condition, just because he's very rigorous about shaving. Everywhere, as you could probably tell when you listen to his fantasies, he's really into that kind of stuff. He's got extra teeth in his mouth and just the most beautiful lips you ever saw in your entire life. Big and full. Mm-hmm. Well, we should probably just go ahead and get into this thing. Fantasy Cast Podcast here with Mike and John.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? So I was thinking that for this time around, give each other a little treat. You know, we're really close guys. We like to share a lot of things about each other's lives. And so I thought it'd be nice if we did a fantasy for each other, to help give each other something to kind of like walk away with and maybe pleasure ourselves to later if we feel like we want to. So, you know, I don't know if anybody feels inspired or moved to kick it off and want to choose one of us to do a fantasy about. Kick it over to you guys. If not, I can jump in as well.
I got one for John.
Oh, here we go.
It's called Baby's Day Off. It's got a title. Okay. You've been working your ass off, day in, day out, providing for your beautiful wife and daughter, asking for nothing in return. You had a couple breakdowns. No one truly loves you, sure. No big deal. But you keep it together. You have your doubts, obviously. You've wrapped your lips around the barrel a couple times. But you know you just got to get through this season because it's a busy time of year and you're going to get a lot of bonuses. Your boss comes up to you one day and he said, you know what? You're working your ass off, sweating your ass off, shirtless, because they can't afford air conditioning in the place you work at. You're just wearing white briefs with oil all over them. Stinks. And there's a styrofoam container of chicken wings next to you. You ate half of them. You're in the middle of eating one, and you got a wrench in your two hands, and you're just like sucking on like a chicken bone. Barbecue sauce all over your face. Your boss comes up and he's like, J-Man, what's up? Leaning against the wall. He's like, what if I told you something special? And be like, yeah, what if you told me you put on fucking AC? It's fucking hot as fucking here. You poor piece of shit. You know what I mean? Because he knows he can't fire you because there's no one that can do your job the way you do it. He's like, listen, my man, I'm going to break it real with you. And now it looks like I don't do anything all day, but I've been investing hard in crypto, NFTs, and this new thing, Urbit. And it's all paying off for me in spades. I'm actually a millionaire now. And I'm going to give you a month off, and I'm going to give you $10,000. And you're like, yeah, you don't believe him at first, but he's like, no, here's a check. Real is whatever. And you look at it, and you start to cheer up, and the boss is like embarrassed for you, and he walks out. He's like, listen, I got some stuff I got to do. I'll talk to you later on by John, and he calls you the F slurs. He's walking out to just make sure that he's let you know that he's still the boss. He goes, "You fucking F word." You know what I mean? He walks out. So you're driving home, just vaping so hard you can't even see. Your eyes are blurred. You know what I mean? Because you're just so jacked up on nicotine, your hands are shaking, and you like almost hit someone at like a crosswalk. They scream at you, but you're on cloud nine. You don't care. You don't feel any guilt. You get home. Needless to say, you send the kid to bed, and you make love. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You know what's up. And then your wife wakes up. Okay. She sees you just out in the backyard smoking in your underwear with baseball hat on and Timberlands on. You know what I mean? Another clean pair of white briefs, smoking. And then she notices in the bed next to her there's an envelope, and it says "Mommy and kid spa day, spa week, a spa trip. It's a 3-day vacation for them to go to a spa, a mommy and kid spa together." Try not to be too specific with your family. I don't want to cross the lines.
Sure.
You get so pissed off down there. You're just like begging me to say something wrong so you can do that.
Yeah, say something fucked up to me.
About my fucking family. Okay, so you get a day off. You got 3 days in a row, okay? You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're gone. So you got the whole week together. You're making food together. You got the month off, so you guys are having fun, getting Chinese food, going to get seeing some Greek people. You go to Greek town, take a look at the physiology of Greek people, because you've always been into like proto-eugenics and stuff like that. You're like, that's the cradle of civilization right there, really. Western thought and everything. The Greeks. You see that body, you know what I mean? You're talking to your daughter about body types and stuff like that. You go to the science museum with them. Another day, you're drinking coffee all day long. You're just really distracted. You can't wait for them to leave. So you've just been like disassociating with coffee. You even that day, after you come back from the museum, you drop them off and you go to a Dairy Queen by yourself a Sunday, and then just go masturbate along the river that's like right behind the Dairy Queen, because you're just feeling free. You know what I mean? And a little selfish. You're a little bit like, I'm checked out. Okay, then they take the airplane to go to the spa treatment place. And I mean, this fantasy is really a collaboration, because I know this is something you've always wanted to do. You hire movers to move everything out of the place and just put in like one of those, everything's on the front lawn and covered in tarps. And you've lined the entire floor, upstairs and downstairs and the basement, with like plastic. And you've rented like TVs in different rooms, and you're just playing your favorite porno in every single room. And you're just blasting all over the place for the next 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that.
You're making food while, pleasuring yourself, and there's a TV, 2 TVs in the kitchen, one for when you're cooking, another one for when you're eating. It's just like on all your stars and stuff are like that. And I heard about this, that you're doing this. And I hired like old porn stars from like early 2000 to like make you personal messages to encourage you throughout the day. Like what is that thing called?
Cameos?
Like, celebrities.
Like a
cameo. Yeah. I pay them like 5 of them to like send you different messages throughout the day, and you're just like crying and stuff because you're just so grateful. And that's it. Your family comes home, and you're different. You know what I mean? Like, things are different. It's like you don't ever need to do that ever again. It's like, it's done. You're a different person.
Yeah.
And that's what like a little bit of time and a little bit of money can do for someone.
Wow, that was amazing. How do you feel hearing that, John?
I feel good. I was surprised that I clear out the entire house, put plastic everywhere, and then just set up TVs.
Yeah. So you can like masturbate everywhere. That's what I said. What I meant by pleasuring yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thought that there'd just be like lube everywhere, just a big slip and slide.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I didn't think like you can put a bunch of oil around and just ride around on the floor and stuff like you're on the set of Cats.
I picture John getting really, really hungry because every time he tries to make himself something to eat or leave the house to get food or even go to the door to get the delivery, he slips and falls. And he just can never really get up and can't really move.
Yeah, you actually like lose a couple pounds during these 3 days.
Yeah, he can barely he slides himself to a corner of the house to piss and shit because he can't hoist himself up to use the bathroom. Otherwise, he'd slip and crack his head.
I wanted to show John a good time, though.
That sounds like an amazing time. What I like about this exercise is I can benefit from these fantasies too, because that sounds like something I would love to do.
Yeah, you throw a little bit of money my way too. Buy me a nice pair of running shoes.
Yeah, your fantasy for him is that he does nice things for you.
It makes you feel good for once. So you finally learned that, if you want to feel good, you have to do good things for other people. You finally learned that lesson.
Yeah. That was great. Do you want to go, John, or do you want
to? Yeah, sure, I'll go. All right, so I'm gonna do both of yours. Just run into each other. So
I love it.
All right, so Mike is having a movie premiere. It's his first big movie. He invites his wife, and she can't make it for some reason. So he's just like, I guess I'll invite Nathan. So he invites you, and you go to the premiere. And Mike tells you before, he's just like, this is more of a work thing than anything. So like, just kind of try to keep it professional, dress nice, and so you show up in like blue jeans and like a button-up shirt that's like just like super fucking wrinkled, and Mike's just like, whatever, it's fine. Mike has like rented clothing, just like, nice tuxedo. You go to the movie. It's all like industry people. No one has snacks, like no one has like pops and shit like that. And Nathan gets like a big popcorn. He's just kind of just like chewing it loud, making like a lot of noise in the theater.
He's like late. He comes in late because he was getting like popcorn and stuff.
He's just like chummy with everyone. Everyone's just like not into it. It's a serious movie. So the movie's over. You're invited to like an after party, and again, it's all industry people. And, Nathan's treating it like it's like a high school, like we're gonna go to the party and be dicks to like everyone, because it's me and Mike against everyone at this party. You know what I mean? Like he has that attitude, and Mike is like not about it. All right, so you go in. There's kids serving food, and Nathan's grabbing like handfuls of like caviar, stuff like that. Mike's just like, please stop doing this. Nathan's like sexually aggressive to your agent, like keeps hitting on her, talking about like his body and stuff like that, just weird shit. So eventually Mike is just like, Nathan, why don't we link up? Like, let's link up later. Why don't you're not having fun. Let's just, you go. I'll meet up with you like 2 hours from now. So Mike gets Nathan the limo. You leave. Mike stays there. Mike's not having fun at the party. He's like, he's just trying to not make a fool of himself, which is part of the reason why he kicked out Nathan. So, his agent is like, go talk to this person, go talk to that person. There's a producer here, blah, blah, blah. So Mike's overwhelmed. He goes to the kitchen, grabs some food. There's not really anything he wants. So he's just like sort of digging in the refrigerator. Eats some food. He goes outside, bums a cigarette. He's just like looking at the stars and just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I don't belong here. And, he thinks about calling Nathan. Then this little starlet comes up behind Mike and she's like, hey, well, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing. And she's like, you're not sure if this is for you, right? And Mike's like, yeah, I just don't know if I want this. And she's like, so what's going on? And he's like, my friend Nathan, it's just like, just feels like it's the end of an era, like, I don't know if I want to do this. And she's just like, so she's like, let me show you something. And she like walks you further like into the yard. And she's like, look at that. And you see the Hollywood sign. And she puts her arms like around your waist. And she's like rubbing your stomach. And she's like, look at that. She's like, you made it. And she unbuttons your pants. And you're looking at the sign and you see a silhouette. And you're like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, I know that shape. And you see it's a silhouette of Nathan jacking off.
Like in the bushes?
No, he's like on the Hollywood sign.
Oh, okay.
And then she pulls your pants down, spits in her hand, jacks you off.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's not bad. I mean, that sounds like a good deal to me.
I
mean, what?
Thought of Nathan's silhouette.
I think it's funny.
Just like looking down.
I loved that because he puts me out. He like shoves me into a limo, like taps the back of the limousine, speeds off, like get him as far away from here as possible. I'm like, hey, driver, take me to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
He's like, right, yes, sir, right away. And then I just get out of the limo. I climb up, just start sprinting. I climb up the thing.
It's exciting. It's thrilling.
Yeah.
I was just gonna have you jack off in the limo, and I was like,
Hey, can I jerk off back here? Anything you want, boss. It's paid for.
But I picture like I get to the top of the Hollywood sign and I'm like panting and sweating and as fast as I possibly can. Like I haven't eaten in a week and I just stumble into like a buffet type of urgency. I just start beating my dick as hard as I can.
there's also there's tourists everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I like that. That is something like I would fantasize about doing. Like it when I close my eyes and I start to jack off, that is something that I would think about, John. So thank you for that.
It's a reach. I get a reach around.
You get to reach around. I was gonna have the person put a finger in your ass.
Yeah, I immediately went to something anal. I was like, should I be farting or should something be going inside of my butt? You know, maybe
My initial thing was like, this person reaches around. Mike thinks he's gonna get like a hand job or something, and she just like spits in her hand and sticks like 2 fingers in your ass.
Yeah. Okay. The hand comes around from behind. And I'm like, all right, I'm finally going to get a reach around hand job from a starlet. But she actually extends her hand past my junk and like grabs my hip and spins me around. And then there's penetration.
And I think that's more symbolic of the like life change and the conflict that you're going through as well.
And I do something like this. I'm like, wait, what's going on? You know, like a really high pitched voice. Like in movies, I think in the 80s or 90s, I'd say probably 80s, like it was a joke where like if you get hit in the crotch, your voice goes really high, or if something happens to your crotch, you're like, hey, whoa, careful, don't do that to me. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the starlet milks you, and you come walking into the party with like a sheepish look on your face.
And everyone gives me a cheers. Everyone cheers me.
Like you're smiling, like you really liked it, but you're like ashamed that you like it. And to the, just the average onlooker, they would just see like a kind of like a bawdy thing that you and the starlet did out there.
Yeah.
To the sophisticated eye, it's really symbolic of a pretty intense change that's happening.
Huh.
With your life that the starlet has ushered you into, and now
say
you've made you've made it. You're now welcome and accepted by all these industry people that
it's a rite of passage.
Exactly.
What about you? I mean, you go to the Hollywood sign. I feel like there's some sort of catharsis there with you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I picture it more as like when you're walking home from the train and you don't think you're going to make it home to shit. You're like, there's a very good chance I'm going to shit my pants. And as you enter your house and walk towards the bathroom, that's when you have to shit the most. Even though you just made it like 10 minutes without shitting.
Yeah, your body knows.
Yeah, so like that's basically what happens with me as I'm climbing up the ladder to the top of the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
It's like the urgency to bust just gets like more intense to the point where like as soon as I hit the top of it, I'm just like ripping my pants off and just jacking my dick as hard as I
You've always been a movie lover.
Yeah. The movie magic is just it went straight to my head. And I needed to bust on rope down on all the tourists below. Bust right into a guy from Russia there with his family,
Yeah.
something like that. So I got one for you, Mike.
Shoot. Boy, I'm spoiled right now.
You're feeling the love, aren't you, Mike?
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I'll be right back.
All right.
You go ahead. Keep going.
He's just. Okay.
What did he say?
He's just leaving.
Oh.
He's just fucking leaving.
He said he's going to go get a beer.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to hear this.
Oh, he doesn't want to hear your fantasy.
He's probably crying.
Yeah.
Maybe we moved him and he's like crying right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Very sensitive guy. It's so hard for his eyes are so beady and like already just like naturally marbly that it's hard to tell when he's tearing up because they always look pretty damp.
Yeah. name a movie where that happens for someone like a character cries for someone else. I feel like that happens in The Deer Hunter or something, but not at a funeral.
What do you mean cries for someone else?
Like a character witnesses another character going through something and like cries for them.
Oh yeah. Does that happen in Rain Man?
I can see that.
Does like Tom Cruise cry for
Rain Man?
Rain Man? Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's called Rain Man.
Yeah.
To make your eyes rain.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear this. Here he comes back.
Here comes John. What you got there?
I got a Diet Coke.
Oh, my man. I'm jealous. I don't have any of those. I was at the fucking start of that. Anyways. All right, so Mike, you're like in your 20s. You know, this is before you like you're just out of school. Really no direction in life, just kind of taking life as it comes, and you hear of an opportunity to join a incubator in like New Mexico. A bunch of really high end or just like really ambitious driven people all getting together on a ranch out in New Mexico. You interview with them, it seems like a good fit. Something's like kind of weird because they're all 5 other females. It's just like you're the only male. But you're like, hey, fuck it. It's like I'm not gonna turn that down. So you make it out there, and you've got your own room at the very top of the house, and there's 5 different doors, and each door leads to like a different woman's bedroom, right? And they sit you down when you get there, and they're like, you can stay here rent free. We'll cook you food. One of the women here is like going to disrupt the culinary industry with all sorts of like fair trade ingredients and just a different way of making healthy food. And we're gonna treat you like royalty, but in exchange, you're gonna spend your time here learning the art of pleasure, how to pleasure somebody, how to pleasure a woman.
Wait, so one of them is a cook?
Yeah, one of them's a cook. One of them's a real estate agent that has a lot of really innovative ideas about how to revolutionize the real estate industry. And one of them's like an app coder. One of them is an artist, and one of them is a Olympiad, like a very talented athlete.
Wow!
And they're all just there doing their thing.
Whoa!
Right? And they're like,
what do they look like?
One of them, the athlete, is like very slender. Hold on a second. Shut up. I'm trying to do a podcast. Hold on a second. I'm just going to power through this.
I think you should.
The Olympia is very like tall, waspy, pale skin, but very like physically
brown hair,
very tall, in excellent shape.
I get it.
Hold on a second. I gotta take care of this cat real quick. I'll be back. Sorry.
I think it's cute, but whatever.
I can't handle it.
Hey, Mike.
What's up, bro? Speak. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. It means white people that aren't Catholic, and I think it means like old money. I think it usually means like East Coast, like daddy. You know what I mean? It's like that's like that kind of vibe. Daddy, Suki's in town, and we're thinking of going to, I don't know, like Jackie Onassis.
Okay.
Just like people that would never talk to us and were never near, and they're, you know what I mean? Like,
For some reason, I thought it was an anti-Semitic thing.
oh, well, yeah, they say they have like country clubs. It probably took them a long time to accept Jewish people.
Okay.
I think that's where WASP associations to WASP I have. Yeah, this is all based on TV and movies.
Yeah.
And the internet and what I've heard on the internet. I don't know.
All right.
So we got a WASP in there.
Yeah, the Olympiad is a very toned, waspy, tall white lady. Legs for days. The culinary person is a beautiful Afro-Caribbean Haitian woman. Beautiful long eyelashes, rosy lips. The coder is a short but very petite but very naturally beautiful Jewish woman from she's actually Israeli. The artist is a free spirited, kind of like white dreadlocks, rich girl turned like bohemian, blonde woman. And the real estate mogul is like a very put together
Puerto Rican.
What's that?
Puerto Rican.
That works too. Puerto Rican woman from the Bronx who doesn't take any shit from anybody, but is also very nurturing.
You want her on your team.
Yeah. So basically the arrangement is that you're going to stay here and stay at their incubator, studying the arts of earthly pleasures of the flesh. And you're going to service them sexually while they create beautiful things for the world, while they solve all the Earth's problems, right? And so you're there, nose in a book, you're reading the Kama Sutra, you're reading just like a lot of Western philosophy, like Nietzsche and Sartre and stuff like that, just to kind of understand meaning of life. You're learning ways to connect emotionally, how to mimic different emotions. Your entire room is filled with mirrors, so you can see yourself at all times. You do exercises where you put on a blindfold, and you have the 5 women in the room come come after you in different ways sexually, and you have to, with the blindfold on, pleasure them and make all 5 of them come. Yeah. By sensing their presence in the room.
Wow. That's really fascinating stuff.
Yeah. Your entire windowsill is filled with origami that you...
Origami, that's like that paper stuff you fold into like shapes and stuff, right? Cool.
It's origami of different...
animal shapes, stuff like that, right?
No. You're getting even more detailed, like different nuances of female anatomy and female genitalia made from origami.
Right, go on.
Because you have to get so specific with the folds and everything like that. So anyways, you become a master of the sexual arts, right? Every morning you wake up, you meditate, you take a bath you take dirt baths because you don't take any water baths because you don't want to disrupt your body temperature, because you're like completely regulating your body just with your own mind. And you don't need anything like external to fucking it up. And all 5 women come into the room one day and they say, Mike, all 5 of us are pregnant and with your seed, and we haven't actually been working on anything here. We haven't been pursuing anything. Our whole purpose of this incubator was to train the ultimate sex machine. And you slayed all of us and you knocked us all up. And now we're going to carry on your legacy. We're no longer in need of you. You can go now. So they kick you to the curb. You're out in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico, and you have to slut your way back east, fucking and sucking. your way across the country until you finally make it to Soho, where you become like a gigolo of sorts for all the high-end artists in the area. You're basically like a hanger-on at all the best, all the, like New York Fashion Week and different art, like Guggenheim, like you're in the restroom of the Met Gala.
Imagine how much discipline that takes. You know what I mean?
making different celebrities come in the bathroom of the Met
We're
Gala.
talking top of the line people who have the ability to sleep with absolutely anyone. Put yourself in those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And think of just like the mindset and the physical shape, not just physically, but mentally that you'd have to be in. I mean, it's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, I figured you'd really get into this one because it has as much to do with, like I said, pleasures of the flesh as the mind, development of the mind, and focus and discipline, which I know you're really into.
So you take someone like Vin Hoff, who does is in charge of the ice bath stuff and his breathing exercises, and the things he can do with his body, it's incredible. You can go take an ice bath for 30, 40 minutes, come out, do an EKG. It's like everything is 100%. It's a fascinating, amazing stuff.
Yeah, you did something similar involving your dick and hot wax, where you encase your dick in hot wax, and as it cools and forms a shell around your dick, it regulates your emotions, your mood, and really centers your body in a way that where everything is kind of like firing on all cylinders.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so you're they weren't kidding when they said that, like, you were what they were working on. They created just the ultimate. But
they were capable of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
They were the top of their fields, though, in their own thing.
Yeah, it was a synergistic, like, the sum of the parts is greater than, the energy of all five individually. So, you're the product of that. They molded you. And I forgot to say one thing, though, is they're really a pain in the ass to live with. They're always like, Mike, did you take out the garbage? And you're like, yes. And you're like, okay, I just wanted to ask. And another one's like, Mike, do you want me to let you know when the mail comes? You're like, why? No. And they're like, okay, I won't.
Uh-huh. One is like, and you're like, I can't hear you. And then they go at the same exact fucking volume, looking at literally facing towards the wall, mumbling about some shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You ask them to repeat it. They repeat it the same exact way, the same exact volume.
Yeah.
You go in there and you're like, I can't hear you. And then they get angry at you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you yelling at me? Because you made me come all the way the fuck over here. And I asked you what? You didn't change anything. What did you want? And they're like, do you still keep in touch with Craig? I'm like, who's Craig? Craig. It's like Craig's your friend. Why would I keep in touch with him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just drives you crazy.
Yeah. You have to, like you're really thirsty and you want to go downstairs and get a drink out of the fridge, but you're going to have to walk by them and they're going to ask you some dumb question. And you're going to have to think of small talk to say to them, but you really just want to get a drink and go back up to your room. Just shit like that.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So it's, it's not, it comes at a price.
John and I were talking. You didn't pick up the other day. We had a talk on Skype app on the phone, Google Video Talk, and we thought, we're just thinking a lot about what's been going on in the podcast lately, like just reflecting on, like, man, we've done a lot of episodes, we've done a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just wondering what's like. What is the past? However many episodes we've done? What has it been like for you? What's the experience been like?
For me?
Yeah.
It's been a joy, It's been a pleasure. It's been it's been poetic. You know, I feel like it's a novel, but every week I get to hop on here and keep writing a new chapter of it. I'm just excited to see where it goes, you know. What about you, Mike?
Did you find like a metaphor for it that's applicable to it, to the feeling, to the idea?
A metaphor?
Yeah.
I'm laying on my back in the ocean, and I'm looking up at the sky, and I'm not paying attention to where I'm drifting or where I'm going, and I'm okay with that. Am I getting pulled further out to sea? Am I getting carried down, you know, the beach? Am I gonna go right back to the shore where I came from? Who knows? But I'm okay with it. I'm not scared. I'm not nervous, you know?
Breathe. Just be.
Yeah, exactly.
Move with. Oh, I was watching TV the other day and someone had a great tattoo on their arm. It said, what did it say? I think it said like move with passion in cursive on their arm. I was like, that's like this show.
That'll knock you right on your ass. You'll be thinking about that one.
It was move with purpose. That's what it was.
Ooh, even better.
Move with purpose.
Yeah.
John, what do you think about what Nathan just said? Laying in the water, just watching it go, just seeing how it builds up like a sand castle on the beach.
Love it. It's been fun. I still haven't listened to a single episode. I honestly do not remember. I feel like I didn't talk to either of you on the phone until we did the pot, like,
Yeah.
10 years. And now it's every Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is that the podcast started off as a white power podcast. And it's just changed so much.
The response to the January 6th thing.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
It turns out the personal is political. You know what I mean? We found that we were all guys looking for different things, different ways to change the world. We met, and yeah, we all had different views. We had a couple things in common, like power stuff, but we had a couple different ways of looking at it. And in a way, we found out that the personal is political. And what's really dangerous now, it isn't owning guns. It isn't what you say on Twitter. It isn't if you're like Elon Musk or EA or any of this trivial stuff that no one's going to care about. These celebrities. Mojo the cat. What's her name? Whatever happened to WAP? Remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
All this. What about Lil Uzi Squirt or whatever? All these guys, they're not sticking around. What about that little Zach or Tamagotchi 69 or whatever? All these guys. Who cares? It doesn't matter. What they don't want you to be able to do is to have men talk about their bodies, their fantasies, and they don't want them to dream. That's what they took away from us, the ability to dream. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget the first time I was able to get John hard. We were sitting by the weight machine that we had in our house, and I was telling him about the tiny girl in his art class, just riding him.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And I looked over and I could just see it forming in his pants. And that's how I knew we had something special.
You were talking to him. He was just lifting weights, staring straight upward. Never gave you any contact. Never even said a word to you.
I must have gotten like 3 centimeters away from his ear. That's how close I was when I was whispering.
Yeah.
I still check on that girl every once in a while.
You still think about her?
In 15 years.
Yeah.
Why don't you give her a call?
Still really didn't get any. She didn't grow at all.
Still super tiny.
That kind of actually that's a good segue.
You should reach out.
Give her a call, see what's up.
Get some closure.
That's a good segue. I got a really I feel like a fantasy that you're really gonna like, John. Can I lay it on you?
Yeah.
So you're at like one of those like seasonal farms where you can do like apple picking or like pumpkins or whatever. And you're there with like your family, but also your extended family and your mom and dad and brother and sister, whatever. And you're walking over to the porta potties and you look over into the woods and you see just, some motion there, and you look a little bit closer and you can see like a titty moving back and forth. And you're like, oh shit, there's some sexy shit going on in there. So you walk over, poke your head in, because obviously you're curious. And you see it's an ex-girlfriend from your late 20s getting fucked by her husband in the woods, completely naked. And we'll call her Mindy. And you're looking and she makes eye contact with you. And she's like, John, hey, what's going on? And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. She's like, no, come here. And she's like, this is my husband, Brett. This is my boyfriend from my 20s, John. And John's like, hey, how's it going? Listen, I can leave. I can. And she's like, no. John, I wanted to tell you they're still fucking while this is happening. Like he's hitting her from behind and she's holding onto a tree branch and he's like very, very friendly and very nice to you, but they're still fucking throughout all this. And she's like, John, look through there. See over by that big slide over there. See, there's a 17-year-old kid. That's your son. And you look over and it's a boy, like a 17-year-old who looks exactly like you. And you're like, what the fuck? And her husband's like, before you can like kind of let that sink in, her husband's like, you made this guy come? And she's like, yeah, I made him come. And he's like, fuck, no way. Hey, John, how tall are you? What are you, like 6'4", 6'5"? There's no way you made that guy come. And she's like, bullshit, I definitely made him come. Watch. And so she goes over and she tugs down your pants and she starts giving you a blowjob right there in the woods. Mm-hmm. And you're like in complete shock at this point. You're like, what the fuck is going on? So you can't really get that hard,
My son's there.
What's that?
My son is there too.
Yeah. So you can't really get that hard because, it's all just so crazy. And the husband's like, no, you're never going to make him come that way. Look, you can barely get hard. Come, no, a guy like that, a guy like John, no, you got to fuck around with his asshole. So he starts going behind you. Mm-hmm. He goes behind you and he starts tonguing your asshole. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you, so she's going down on you. He's tonguing your asshole. You look over your shoulder and you see another ex-girlfriend of yours peek her head in. And she's like, oh God, I just saw rustling up. John, is that you? Oh my God, how's it going? And you're like, oh, hey, how's it going, Tracy? That's another girlfriend from like your mid-20s. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I don't know what's going on. Are you guys trying to get John off? And they're like, yeah, we're trying to get him off.
But they're angry because it's not working. It's not working. We don't know what to do.
She's like, no. You're never going to get him off like that. Listen, if you gotta sit on his face. If you're going to get John off, you got to sit on his face. So she sits on your face. Mindy is gagging down there. And at this point, Mindy's husband has his fingers in your asshole. And So they're going to town on you. You're starting to get hard, starting to work a little bit. You see hear another rustling in the woods, and it's another ex-girlfriend from your 20s, right? Early 20s. And she's like, I heard a commotion over here. And are you guys trying to get John off? So she comes over and she's like, no, you're never going to get John off if you don't let him put something in your ass. So she sits on your dick. She tells Mindy, she's like, listen, you got to fuck around with his balls. I'm going to sit on his dick. At this point, the husband is straight up.
Husband's riding my face.
Yeah. No, the other girlfriend's riding your face. He's fucking your ass, just straight up having anal sex with you. And with all this that's going on, you finally build up, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking come. Everybody just stops what they're doing, and they all just like go down to your dick and just like grab the bottom, play with the balls. That guy's still up your ass, doing everything, and you just absolutely erupt into the air because the woman that was sitting on your dick hops off, and you just blast completely into the air, and you're just covered in your own cum. And then you
No.
Go ahead.
It should be like he's like when you're at like a feeding farm, and you get a bunch of seeds, and a bunch of goats come and start trying to eat it up. It's like that.
Yeah. So he blasts
the people,
and they all rush to it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a feeding frenzy.
It's a feeding frenzy. And then you and the exes and the husband and your son all go out and have drinks and just kind of catch up, get to know each other.
Yeah, your shirt's all sweaty. You have a towel around the back of your neck. You're all sweaty. You're trying to like cool off, and everyone's like, the vibe at Chili's is like this is our lucky guy. This is our special guy. It's a special night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a celebration.
Yeah, and they're all buying you drinks and stuff, and you guys are all catching up, and it's just nice. You get to meet your son that you never met before. I was also thinking like another version of this fantasy is you had a son with that you didn't know about with each of the girlfriends, and you look over and all three sons are like doing backyard wrestling moves on each other because they all just met.
Yeah, they're like getting along famously.
So that's the fantasy, John.
I love it.
Figured you'd like that.
I'm pretty close to what my fantasies are.
No. You're never going to get them off doing that.
They're like tinkering on you, like they're a car mechanic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a whole bunch of guys from the neighborhood coming around being like, oh, no, it needs a new converter belt.
Yeah. What you gotta do is this. Working on a little part.
Yeah.
I gotta get going.
Oh, it's too bad.
Made a doodle.
Who's that?
While we were talking.
That's slow hole?
A slow hole.
Ooh. What's slow hole do?
I don't know. I was doodling and it sort of looked like a little man.
Scary.
It looks like the man in the Iron Mask.
That's slow hole.
Yeah, I like it. Well, cool. You got to go, Mike?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is great. I had a lot of fun with you guys. We'll talk soon.